This is Diesel for We the People News. I am not an attorney, never want to be an attorney, don't care to be an attorney, don't want to dumb myself down. I want to look around to all that may help us all the way around us. I don't go one-sided. I want to get everybody's opinion and see what fits my inalienable rights the best. Alright, so in this case right here, we're going to talk about Donald Trump's acquittal. Well, number one, y'all, let's sit and think about this for a minute. We talk about constitutional rights and all this, and other videos, you know, when I say constitution's rights don't tend to us, it tends to the government. The Senate voted 57 to 45 for being a constitutional issue. But it wasn't. It should have been 100%. It was not a constitutional issue. So therefore it could not be pressed forward. Number two, Congress itself was not acting in our best interest as a Constitution. Okay? And this is the reason why we're losing our Constitution. And I say ours just kind of make it simple for everybody else, okay? This shouldn't even started. It should have been 100% no from Congress, 100% no from the Senate. And the worst case scenario, this should have been a judge who was supposed to be charged, basically saying he can't hold office and all that kind of stuff, right? Well, if it wasn't basically a criminal offense, he shouldn't have been there anyway. And so this whole deal was playing mind games. And Democrats was teasing the Democrats, and the Republicans were teasing the Republicans. In general, in this case, Republicans was more constitutional, but I think it was more along the lines to their benefit. It wasn't because it was constitutional or not. I don't think Republicans are more savvy about the Constitution than the Democrats are. I think it was just their agenda for this not to proceed any further. So we the people need to realize that this should not have taken place whatsoever, period. Now, did it come out to benefit Trump? Yes. Now, the problem was with this is in the back doors, when they played around with one another and they French kissed each other, they talked about it and it says, do we want to open this Pandora box? Because that would mean in the future that Republicans take the House, then they could do the exact same thing to Biden or any other Democratic president there. All right? In essence, what should happen now is since they lied and tried to put basically fake charges on the ex-president, that was how would you use that word? They wasn't acting in honor. They were dishonor. And for being dishonored, you need to think about how many of the Congress should actually go through the impeachment process, and for all the words they used that was legit, and then some of the Senate that used words that was actually legit. Will they do it? No, they're too busy French kissing one another in the back doors. And should they do it? Nah, that up to y'all to decide. Alright? The damage is done as far as I'm concerned. Don't care one way or the other. Remember, for y'all out there, he's not our president. Trump was never our president. Biden's not our president. Obama wasn't our president. Bush wasn't our president. That's the state's president. The president has no authority over the people. We're getting deluded by all these false accusations from Congress and from news that this president, any president we have, has all these magical powers. Well, you know, they call that back in the old days kings. That's the reason why we have presidents, so we don't have kings. But what they're doing is treating the president as kings, the most powerful guy in the world. No, he's not. He's got due process that he has to go through Congress and the Senate and all that too. You know, but the average me and you, he has no authority over us whatsoever. So he is not our president and should not be our president because we do not need kings in our country. It's bad enough that we got king Congress, king judges, king cops. You know, all these qualified immunities and sovereign immunities and all this kind of stuff they have out there made them kings. And that was a whole purpose, the reason why qualified immunity came up in the first place, is to make them kings. It wasn't protecting we the people. It was to make them more powerful and untouchable. So we need to recognize some of these things that's been done to us and correct it. You know, the states does not have to accept these immunities, any of these qualified immunities. It's not a law. It's a doctrine. And you know, I'm on the land of the Texas Republic. And Texas does not have to accept these immunities whatsoever. And we should realize that these city peoples and these cops don't have all these magic powers over you. You got to act in honor in a city council. No, you don't. You're there to redress your grievance. You don't have to be nice. Back in the old days, they threw chairs. You know, and they actually answer questions. Well, what's the best way of staying in power? Is not to answer questions, right? So these city councils and all that kind of stuff, and I'm not downing city council, this is what they've been taught through the books and this, that, here, and there. You know, and I think in general, some of them are decent folks trying to get in there the right way. They're not technically getting paid a lot of money unless it's under the table. But they've been taught wrong. They need to realize that when we go over there and we speak our mind, we speak to get an answer. They don't get to ignore us. And we can be rude and as blunt as possible, especially when they commit crimes upon the people. Now, what I'm saying is easier said than being done. You literally have to get a group of people to go in there. The problem is we the people nowadays is we are not we the people. We are slaves. We've been conditioned as slaves. So we had to recondition ourselves. Like Nancy Pelosi and all the Democrats says, oh, what do we need to do about the Republicans? We need to recondition them. Oh, we need to send them psychiatrists. And we need to teach them what was bad and what's wrong and all this kind of stuff, right? They're still conditioning you. They're telling you how evil Republicans are, when the Democrats are just as evil. It's games. It's tricks. You know, this country was not founded on Democrats or Republicans. You vote for who you vote for. You didn't have Democrats or Republicans. And that's a corporation. That's a couple of people went in there and say, hey, you know, we need to do this and distinguish what side of the aisle you're on and all that kind of stuff. Maybe, maybe not. But that's not what our country is for. And look where we are today. They are dividing and conquering the people because of the division of we the people against ourselves and our neighbors. Remember, y'all. And I may be wrong on his age, but I believe it was a 10-year-old little boy in Russia became a hero for turning his dad in because he did not believe in communism. They went and arrested his dad and killed him. And he became a poster boy for Russia. They're teaching you how to call the cops because you're suspicious. So how many of y'all actually know the definition of suspicious? To even make that phone call. Look out there. What constitution is that person that you're fixing to call the cops on? What constitution is he destroying? Walking down the street is not being suspicious. It's suspicious in your mind because you've been suspicious. Not the person walking down the street. He's minding his own business. Now, could he be planning something? Could be. But the odds are, it's just an innocent guy walking around. The suspicious people is the ones that call. Because they've got something suspicious in their minds. So Congress and the Senate is doing all these things to put suspicious in y'all's mind. Brainwashing you. How Trump has done this and this and this. Now, I do not agree with a lot of Trump, what he did. A lot of things he did was not constitutional. But I might have to say on record here that as of this point right here, right now, he's doing a lot better job than Biden is because at least he was staying within some type of guidelines in the Constitution. Oh, Biden is just ignoring everybody. The Constitution does not exist. So before you call on your neighbors, make sure you know the definition of being suspicious and if they actually fit the criteria, because it can actually cause more harm than good. Look how many people actually get shot and killed. And on record again, I'm not totally against cops and I'm not totally against government. But I am totally against them being kings and queens. I am totally against them thinking that they have authority over we the people when we the people are the boss of them. Well, who pays the taxes? You know what? This is not even a tax issue. I don't have to pay taxes in order to be their boss. I just have to be one of the people to be their boss. That's plain out simple. With or without paying taxes. That is our inherent right from the founding fathers provided us on top of our national rights, our God-given rights of inalienable rights, which is to the people of the world. Explain to me, y'all, why is our laws the exact same as England? And then you want to talk about how we are a free country? Look on YouTube and cop watchers and First Amendment auditors between England and American cop watchers. The cops are doing the exact same thing in England to their citizens than they are to the people of the United States. Exact same. So, in essence of the story, the right decision was he got acquitted. It shouldn't have been there in the first place. And it's for the people to decide whether I say people, but it's for college electors to decide in 2024 whether he's going to be president again. Not Nancy Pelosi. Not the Senate. And it's for the people to push the college electors to vote for the benefit of the people's state. Okay? I'm not going to get into what was right or wrong on this video of this election. What was done is done. This is decent for We the People News. Happy Valentine's Day, and it is god awful cold here in Texas. Abilene area, we're at 7 degrees minus with wind chill. Sorry about the screen. Everything's freezing up on me outside. But it was a little bit more quieter in the car while I was talking to y'all about this. So, good or bad, congratulations on everybody making the right decisions of Trump being acquitted, and it shouldn't have been there in the first place. And we'll just see what happens in the future between everybody else. But we, the people, need to start waking up and realizing what constitutional rights we are losing. Look up Chris Ann Hall. Okay? Start learning your rights. She's one of the best I've seen. Okay? On Fox News, and I can't think of the guy's name now, but he's a real liberal guy. But he even says that they have no constitutional issues on this. Now, he's done a couple of things, like the CDC thing, that I totally disagree with. That's not, but he was right on, they didn't have no authority, and that was a left wing. And he admits it is. He is. So when he says it's unconstitutional, take some of that to heart. Until next time, y'all, these are We the People. We're out.